plaintiff, Ebony Kirkland, says the defendant is her brother, and after his child's mother died of a drug overdose, his opioid addiction got worse. Ebony is here today in the hopes of getting him help for his addiction, and she's suing him for the cost of a television. Defendant Kareem Johnson says when he became a single father, he started selling drugs to support his child, and he ultimately fell victim to the product he was pushing. Kareem's countersuing his sister for unpaid rent.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Judge, 2020 was the hardest year of my life. I lost my dear mother from pancreatic cancer, and it was very devastating.
How long did from diagnosis to transition?
It was 6 months.
Yeah,
And
my brother passed in 90 days. Wow.
wow. And your show, just listening to your show, made me feel so much better, comforted me during that time, because you were like a sense of normalcy, and especially because you shared some similarities around that. I was devastated from that loss. I'm here today because I want to get help for my brother, and I ask that you please help me help my brother with his opioid addiction.
When did that begin?
1 year prior to my mom dying, his baby's mother, his daughter's mother, died of an overdose, and she was only 27, and so it's just been a spiraling.
Overdose of what?
I believe opioid.
So they were already addicted? Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so my brother's such a good person, entrepreneur. He's had toy stores in the mall, always looked upon as a leader in the community, and he's also helped me in bad times. So I'm here to do the same for him.
Let me hear from you, sir.
My sister and I always had a on-again, off-again relationship. We grew up together competing for attention from our parents. Ebony, she spent a good portion of her childhood in the hospital battling Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. And so my parents had to devote more attention to her than they could to me. Things got better because she, when my daughter's mom passed, she offered her support, and things had gotten better. But then after our mom died, I wanted to have more of a role in the funeral arrangements and whatnot, and I didn't think that Ebony was allowing me that opportunity.
Were you on drugs?
Yeah.
So why would she allow you? Your girlfriend died of an overdose. You were still on drugs, opioid, one step away from an overdose.
I was a single parent, but
You were a drug addict. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so yeah, I wouldn't include you either. Until you got clean. I said, no, you don't need to do nothing but go get clean. Your girlfriend just died of an overdose, and you still using. And mama just died. And you think you're gonna keep getting high, and to top it off, you're gonna plan her funeral as a drug addict. I wouldn't have either. And anybody with good sense wouldn't have. What caused your drug addiction? How long you been addicted to opioids? What caused that?
Well, I was taking care of my 8-year-old daughter because her mom had abandoned pretty much her. So I went on to get secure custody of her, and I was taking care of her by myself, and so it was financially straining. So I just tried to make more money, and I ended up trapping myself in a position where...
You became your biggest customer.
Yes. And
See, what you got to understand is the stress and pressures of life that make you vulnerable to drug addiction. So if it's in front of you and you're under the pressure of raising your 8-year-old child by yourself, whatever, all the pressures that come with that, there's pressure is pain. Pressure is painful, depending on the amount and how long it lasts. Pressure turns into depression. Pressure, depression. And so to escape that, yes, people go to drugs, whatever, to escape it. That's why you hear some people that say, they use every drug. I never understood that. Heroin is so different than crack and crystal meth. But you have people who do it all. Do anything they can get their hands on. They're just trying to escape the reality of their condition. So I understand that. And I appreciate you admitting it. That's why I'm not coming down on you. I told you that you were wrong to expect anything involving the planning of your mother's service in the state that you were or are in. But beyond that, I understand. And now that you say you admit, I admire that. Now the next step, however, is if you need it, will you take it? Help.
yes.
All right. Good. That's what we need. There you go. See, I got him straight, Mom.
Very good.
She happy for me. She ain't smiling at you yet. When he got to finish, Judge, they said, well, that old Kareem, he got to finish before I clap for him. I clap for you, Judge. So, you got somebody looking down at you, you better make sure you don't let them down. You're not letting yourself down anymore, you letting Mama down. So we see how much you love her. Do you want to plan the funeral? You want to do that? I love Mama. Show us a sign. Show her a sign. Show her a sign that you love her.
I was a single parent, but
You were a drug addict. Yes or no?
yes.
All right, so yeah, I wouldn't include you either. Until you got clean. I said, no, you don't need to do nothing but go get clean. Your girlfriend just died of an overdose, and you still use it.
Defendant Kareem Johnson is being sued by his sister, who desperately wants Kareem to get help for his opioid addiction.
Tell me how he owes you for the television. What happened here?
Well, my brother was helping me at the shop, and he knocked over my
What
flat
shop do
screen.
you have?
I had a beauty supply store.
We had one until he ruined it. What, he went in there and popped every pill you had in there? What pills do you have in the beauty shop? You trying to get high off the dye, the hair dye? Trying to get high off
Hairspray fumes.
Yeah, there you go, the hairspray. You gotta lighten up. Don't be looking all grim. It's something to laugh and be hopeful about. You've said you're going to help. We're giving you the help. So that's over. That's behind you. Say, I'm glad I made it out. Thank God I made it. That was some heck of experiences I had. I can't believe I went into my sister's shop and started snorting her spray. I can't believe I did that. Just laugh at yourself. Can't believe I ran her out of business. Every time she needed spray, every time a customer said, well, can you spray my hair? She'd look and wasn't no more spray. Suddenly they said, well, baby, I can't come here no more. You do a good job, but I can't come here no more because you don't never have no spray. So that was a terrible thing, but she still loved you. So he sniffed you out of business, huh? But tell me about the television. What exactly happened there?
So he accidentally took it off the wall, and it was standing, and he hit it, and it fell and broke a big screen TV.
What was he doing there with it?
He just sat it against something, and it was.
You asked him to do that?
No.
Why did he grab your television?
He grabbed it because the people who were renting the other half weren't supposed to have the television in the first place. So he just grabbed it off the
Took
wall.
it upon himself?
Yes.
Okay. And what have you all discussed since then?
Well, I said the other people were going to pay $300, so that's what the TV would have been worth.
And what has he said in response?
He said that I have the rent. I didn't pay him rent for when I was staying with him.
Well, let's get to that.
Yeah.
First, sir, you want to defend yourself against the television, and then you can tell me about the rent you believe she owes.
I was asked to move the television set.
For what purpose?
Because she was relocating it from her apartment upstairs to her shop.
That true or not, ma'am?
No, it was in the shop already on the other side. And he took it off the wall and he thought he was doing me a favor by taking it off the wall.
See him doing it?
Yeah, I was, because I showed him that, oh, these people just took my TV and put it up in their space. So I was showing him it, and then he just grabbed it and sat it in my shop again, and then hid it, and it fell.
And you have an apartment upstairs?
Yes.
Above your shop?
Yes.
So you all remember things drastically different. So she asked you to go up there and do what?
I was helping her to move. And she was staging inside.
Move where?
Move out of her apartment.
To where?
To a different apartment, and shortly after.
What month and year was this, ma'am?
I think you just remember it wrong.
What month and year was it?
The year, it was a February 2000. Did I come back in 18 or 19?
19?
2019.
All right, did you move around that time to a new apartment?
I was in transition. I was staying with him actually during that time.
Is the apartment you're referring to yours?
No.
She said she was staying with you and didn't have an apartment.
Yeah. So it could be that she was moving the television from the back of the shop to the front of the shop. Either way, she asked me to move the television set for her because it belonged to her, and she was bringing it to a different space.
Yeah,
if I had charged her to move that television to the front, even just from the back.
You did?
then if I had, then I think it would have costed her more than the cost of the television set.
$300. You would charge somebody $300 to move a TV from the back to the front. Now you just blew it. What's this counterclaim for? What is the counterclaim for? Now you blew it. See, I got him straight, Mom. They say, well, that old Kareem, he got to finish before I clap for him. You got somebody looking down at you, you better make sure you don't let him down. Show us a sign. Show her a sign. Show her a sign that you love her.
Defendant Kareem Johnson is being sued by his sister, who desperately wants Kareem to get help for his opioid addiction.
$2,875 for unpaid rent. How does she owe you for that?
The counterclaim is because she stayed at my apartment
How long?
for 5 months.
How much did she say she'd pay?
Half, which is $575.
Per month?
Yes.
All right. And she missed how many months?
All.
All right. So what did you say after the first month?
What did I say?
Yes, sir.
I asked her about it, and she said that when
It
she...
take you so long to determine that you asked her about it. I
Okay.
asked her about it. Slow talk, games. Go ahead.
No, I just...
Next time, when you ask.
I just,
How about the second time? I want to know the second time you asked for your money. She didn't give you the money ever.
Well, I understood that, she was trying to get on her feet, so...
You never asked again?
Yeah, I asked
That's
again.
what I'm asking you the second time you asked. You can't answer
She
the
said
question.
that she didn't have anything.
Okay, about the third time.
The same.
Fourth.
The same.
At one point, did you say you were going to have to move?
Yeah.
And what'd she say?
She said, okay. I mean, we had a argument, but she agreed to move. She said she'd stay anywhere. You know, she's not desperate. She'll even stay in her shop if she had to, or her car.
Ma'am, did you all agree on rent, and did you all get into an argument at some point about it to cause you to leave voluntarily?
I didn't agree on rent after 6 months. He said, you can stay with me for 6 months and see if you want to live there.
Rent free?
I'm sorry, for 6 weeks, sorry. And then afterwards, we can figure out something.
And what happened when the 6 weeks passed? Because you stayed there a number of months.
Right, I didn't.
You didn't what?
I didn't pay after the 6
So
weeks.
you
I
agree
left
you
at
owe.
the end of it.
So you agree you owe?
Yes.
500, how many months, sir?
$575 for 5 months.
All right. And your judgment is what you're asking, $2,875. She agrees she stayed there and did not pay and had agreed to pay. $320 for the television. I believe her version over yours, sir. And both of you all win. You subtract yours from his, and that's what you have left. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge Mathis. Kareem, I'm so proud of you, and I know that this is only the beginning.
Thanks, Ebony, for, you know, being supportive to me throughout my life. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you too.
Plaintiff Donald Snowden started dating the defendant after discovering they both liked to smoke pot, and eventually they moved in together. However, Donald claims the defendant moved out and still owes for rent, so he's suing. Defendant Nicole Arnold says after living together for a year, Donald stopped coming home, and then she discovered he was putting cars in his name for other women. So that's why she left.
Start with you.
All right, I met Nicole back in 2017 from a mutual friend. She was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with her kids. Me and her, we used to hang out sometimes. She smoked, I smoked. That's how, you know, we got a little deeper. I went over there.
What, cigars, cigarettes, crack?
Marijuana. So,
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
so, you know, we're smoking a little weed. We're going over there. I'm staying over there.
No crack in it, right?
No crack in it.
Okay,
No crack. It was
51.
minus the
Keep making
cocaine.
51.
Minus
Go
the
ahead.
cocaine. We're sleeping at her house. Like I said, she had 3 kids. It was 2-bedroom. Her kids would leave and go to school. She was like, oh, well, you know, we can go sleep in their room, you know, sleep in the bed and stuff like that. And
What about her room?
she didn't have a room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
2 bedrooms, 3 children. Okay.
Yeah, the kids had the room.
Well, you got bunk beds and another space for another small bed. You could have put 3 beds in there. Go ahead.
Could have, but nah, instead we were on the couch and stuff like that, or when the kids would leave.
At least a pull-out, right?
Nah, it was a sectional. It was a sectional. I had a little
Okay.
ottoman in the middle.
All right.
That's where my legs went. I was a little tall.
Right.
And she would always try to get us to go sleep in the kids' room sometimes to get more comfortable in the bed. So, you know, this is going on for a while. And
How did you feel about that?
I just
Nobody
did.
made him come
Like the
there,
racing
though.
car bed sheets.
And, no,
racing
it was
car bed sheet.
It was Ninja Turtles. It was Ninja Turtles. But
You didn't feel like you heard anybody.
yeah, nah.
Nobody forced him to come there, though.
Did I hear something? I don't know how that would be.
Yeah, so it was a little awkward. So you know,
Poor
in time,
children.
it didn't get that far. It didn't get that far.
Oh, y'all just laying there
Definitely.
relaxing.
Yeah, it didn't get
They
that far.
definitely did it.
Y'all could have did that on the couch. Now, come on. Finish.
We ended up agreeing on getting a place together. She had 3 kids, I had 2 kids. And it was like, you know, let's get a place together, something bigger, more spacious.
What month did you all begin?
This happened in April. I believe we got the house in
April of 17 or 18?
Yeah, 17.
All right. And you all agreed to
17.
split the rent in half?
Yeah, we agreed to split everything in half. Yeah, so it was a little awkward. So, you know,
Poor
in time,
children.
it didn't get that far. It didn't get that far.
Oh, y'all just laying there relaxing.
Yeah, it didn't get
They
that far.
definitely did
Y'all could have did that on the couch. Now, come on. Finish.
Plaintiff Donald Snowden is suing his ex-girlfriend, who claims she broke up with Donald after she discovered he was cheating.
Let me get her version, and then we'll get back to you. Yeah?
Most of what he said is true, most definitely. We did move in with each other. We went half on everything though. Like the rent, we even went half to move in. Like I paid half.
How about y'all jumping in the kids' bed time they walk out?
It wasn't like that. It was
What
not
was
like
it
that.
like?
I mean, it was just more comfortable.
More comfortable for what?
It wasn't like that.
What was it like?
And we just weren't. Hey,
I gotta stick up for them kids now.
Most of the time, he was up and gone by 7 in the morning. So, therefore, that very rarely happened, honestly. So.
Go ahead, back to you all met, you started dating, you had 3 children, he had 2, you all then...
Yes, we moved in with each other. Everything was good for a while. But then, like, after like a year, it just went left real quick. Like, he started not coming home. I found out that he was putting cars in his name for other girls. And I swear that he was saying that he was working, but I didn't see pay stubs come to my house for months. So if you're working, where's the pay stubs?
Meaning he didn't bring any home, or he didn't tell you he had any, or
He
how many?
didn't tell me he quit his job or got fired or nothing. Like, I didn't know none of
But
this.
how did you...
But because the pay
Hold
stubs
on,
come
man,
to our
hold
house.
on. Oh, it used to come and it
Yes.
stopped.
Yes.
That's your point.
That's my
okay.
point.
And so what did you determine had occurred to stop the payments?
I mean, I don't know what occurred. I kind of
Still
kept it
don't
to
know, and you
myself. I just
never
kind of
asked?
moved out. I never asked. I didn't really.
You just moved
I
out
just
when you
kind of moved out, and that was the end of that because I felt like you're lying to me about everything.
How long after discovering that did you move out? And
I mean,
that's the reason.
it did take me a little bit. It did take me a little bit to move
What is
out.
the reason you moved out? Is that the only reason?
I mean,
It's
yeah, he
because-
was a cheater.
On the receipts.
What?
On his pay receipts. That's what you're referring to, right? He's a cheater on that.
No, he was with other girls.
I have no idea what
Oh,
you're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about, ma'am. He could have been playing poker at night when he was out.
No,
Or
let
you
me-
never
yeah.
said a word about a woman. Let's get to whatever you want to tell me, sir.
She called it her woman's intuition. I was going out. I was coming home late. She said something about her woman's intuition was bothering her. It was something going on and something wasn't right. One time I had came home. I was a little intoxicated. I fell asleep. She took my index finger and placed it on the back of my phone, unlocked my phone, started going through my messages and everything like that. She saw ex-girlfriends messaging me, and I did reply. But at the
They were
time,
recent text messages.
Did you say anything to indicate you all were dating?
No.
Or romantically involved on those texts?
there might have been, I miss you too.
Well, then I
or
guess you
something.
perhaps were. You may have been cheating or not. But if that was going to be your defense, you should have started out with that rather than his paycheck not coming on. But I guess that is more important, the paycheck. So you started right, but you said that the primary reason was because of his cheating. And you started off with a focus on his pay stub. But after hearing his explanation, I am more inclined to believe you. However, that's not what the case is about. And it's about the rent. And it started in April of 17. And when you say split the amount, what was her half?
She had $375.
$375 was her half. And that's beginning April 17th. You're suing her for $37.50, and tell me how that occurred.
Well, we were just supposed to be going in half on the rent every month. Bills, this is not even including the bills. This is just the rent that we were supposed to be going in half on every month. When she did go through my phone, in her mind, she was just like, I'm gonna stop paying you this money.
Yeah, she did say she left because of that.
She didn't
first
leave
she said
immediately.
because of the pay stubs. That's why I had to clarify that.
Yeah, well, we could talk about that too, but she didn't leave immediately.
Right, she said
she
that.
stayed there for a few months and she didn't pay rent. I had to still pay because I needed a place for
Were
me
you
and
all
my
still
kids.
romantic during those few months?
A little bit.
All right, let's move on. To what months are you suing her for?
From
Because by the
February
way,
to-
when a woman makes love with you and is still in the same house, y'all still together, whether you know it or not. So she didn't leave you until she stopped being romantically involved with you.
Yeah.
Unless you're a phone guy, all you gotta do is call you on the phone.
No.
Oh, right.
no,
Otherwise,
no.
if you see him, then y'all involved.
Plaintiff Donald Snowden is suing his ex-girlfriend, who claims she broke up with Donald after she discovered he was cheating.
What months once again?
February to November of 2019.
All right. And you suspect that's because she had determined she was going to leave, and that's the reason she stopped paying rent en route to leaving. That's kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, she told me that she was trying to save up money to move out.
Okay, so she even told you why she wasn't paying. And what type of discussions did you have with her about that? If she told you that, what'd you say?
You can't tell the landlord that. You can't tell the landlord, I'm not going to pay you because I plan on moving out, so you're not going to get your money for rent. You know, you kind of...
You told her that?
Yes.
Okay.
And on top of that, we had an agreement when we first moved in that we were going to split this down. As long as we were living together, we were going to split everything down the middle, regardless of, you know, us being together or
Whose name
not.
was the lease in, although it's not that relevant because you all both lived there and had an agreement with each other to pay, and you all obviously paid half for the first several months. She wasn't late or didn't miss any payments?
Absolutely.
Ma'am, what do you say to this? He says you stopped paying once you determined he was cheating.
I did.
And you said, okay, and why you think you shouldn't have to pay because a person cheats?
I mean, maybe not because of a person cheats,
You
but
said
I
that's
feel
the
like...
reason. You said that's the reason.
I mean, yeah, I
said,
guess I did say that.
Yeah, you did say
Because
it.
I feel like I wasted my time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,750. She says that she didn't feel she got to pay your rent because you cheated and then that you wasted her time. That is not a legal defense to not meeting an agreement you made. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Best of luck in the future, and, you know, next time go in half with your boyfriends.
Yeah, I guess, whatever.
Plaintiff Donna Flores says she became friends with the defendant when they were both serving time in prison. And after she was released, she turned her life around. However, Donna is suing the defendant today for unpaid loans. Defendant Mindy Mancher and her boyfriend Charles Bernstein admit that Donna loaned Mindy some money, but Mindy insists she has been repaid. Mindy's countersuing for property damages.
All right, let's start with you.
All right, Your Honor, I met Miss Mindy Mancher back in 2006, 2007. We actually met we were both serving time at county jail and prison. We became friends. I went to different programs. I always left the prisons. I never served my time there. I was always going to go to work or something. So we became really good friends. And I was getting kicked in my face. I could never find a job. And because of my record, which I did change my whole life now, and I got a really good job. I was #1 caregiver. I made the paper, everything else. And, you know, I really didn't know how to cook Jewish food. So I kind of reconnected to Mindy, and she was really, I thought, a friend. I flew her to Vegas many times. I did make a lot of money. It's just simple. I just want my money back, and I don't know why she won't pay me. Everything's in my cash app.
Sure.
I've been
What type of caregiving where you made a lot of money?
Well, I was a high-end one. My client passed away. She's very wealthy.
Okay.
Lived at the beach. She met her. I was with her. She was a difficult woman. I was with her for 7 years.
Okay.
So that's
Difficult
what I
in
do.
what way?
She was a narcissist, but by the time I was done, I changed her whole life in 7 years. She
How old
so
was she?
happy. 98.
Yeah, I'm told everybody's that way when they pass 80. I'm really scared. I'm scared for people who
You
take
know
care of me.
what? But she loved me so much, and I really did. And Mindy could admit that. She did. I was her everything. And I just, you know, made her happy, and she passed away. Then I got very sick before she passed away, and I lent Mindy several loans. I always try to help people out, but I just want my money back. It's simple as that. All your evidence is on the desk.
Okay.
That's all I really need,
Good.
Judge Mathis. I've
All
changed
right.
my whole life. I've changed it. I have my certifications. I've changed.
Okay. You haven't told me what you changed it for, what you
I will
used to
know,
be,
because
so I
I'll
don't
never
know.
go back to jail.
Okay, good enough.
Plaintiff Donna Flores says after becoming friends with the defendant in prison, she gave her several loans, but Donna's suing because she has yet to be repaid.
Let me hear from you.
Yeah, I feel the same. I've always loved Donna. I met her December 1st, 2003. So I know her like 18 years. In between our relationship, we've had a couple of falling out. She did loan me money. I paid her back. It's in black and white.
Not so simple as you say. Go ahead. She says it's as simple as that. You owe her money and it's as simple as that.
Right.
But you
I
say
paid
you've
her
paid
back.
her and it's as simple as that.
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly. I don't
We
know
got
why
a very
she thinks
simple
I still
case.
owe her money.
Oh,
You know what, Donna? I'm going to be honest with you. When you gave me the $1,000 to give to Charles,
for a car, yes.
the
That
very
corrects
next day
days
you
later.
said you only owe me $500. That's sufficient. Then the day after you said, no, you owe it to me because I don't know if how long I'm going to be getting this money for. And you did make very good money, and she did love you and all that. That's for sure.
I know that,
Okay.
but I just really
Better
feel
money
like
than
you should have
nurses.
paid me back. I think I was a very good friend to you, Mindy.
You were,
I
as
flew
I
to
was to
Vegas,
you.
and I just don't see why you can't pay me my money back. All the money I sent you to Vegas.
Donna, I did pay you.
No, it's all in the Cash App, so we can
Donna,
make it a simple
on the
case.
Cash
It's a
App,
Cash
it
App.
says-
Look at it. He has it on his desk. You paid me $500.
Exactly, and it says to Donna, thank you, heart. Thank
I know,
you,
but it was
heart.
$1,600, Mindy. I'm not arguing with that. I do have it, but you stopped paying me over 2 years ago.
Yeah, Donna.
Why?
Well, I think over $1,260 covers the 1,000.
Now you owe her
Robert-
$30.
Oh, I owe her 30.
She asked for $12.90. You said you
Oh,
paid
okay, I'll bring her the
$12.60.
$30.
You know you did.
It's as simple as that.
Come on, Mr. Judge Mathis. No, look at the Cash App. She's trying to get away with it.
Tell me. You have to direct
I
me
didn't
to
even
you.
go there when your dog
What?
chewed up my couches. I mean, I was cool. You told me to go look for couches. I went to go look for couches, but it never took place. I mean, I got couches since, but needless to say, I mean, I'm not. Look, Donna,
Mindy,
you and I
you
have
know
been friends
you owe
for
me
a
the
long
money.
time.
Well, I've been sick.
always
Why
loved
can't
me
you
some
just
Donna.
pay it?
But once
Why
in a
don't you
while,
just
if
pay
you
me
have
the
a drink
money?
and it's too much, you'll like your mind starts to.
Yeah, I
flip
was
out on
thinking,
you.
yeah, but I've changed my whole life. I see
For
a
us not
therapist
to-
every week.
what?
But all I want to do is get my money back. I've been very ill, and you know that.
Donna, I paid you back. That's the
No,
problem.
you didn't.
I don't
The
know
Cash
what you
App's
think-
on his desk. You owe me.
He just said
$30.
$30. I'll bring you the 30.
You're not 30.
Direct me to the Cash Apps because you showing me that you transfer money is not going to convince me she hasn't paid you. It's going to show that you loaned her money. So if that's what you're trying to show me, tell me where to look to see that you transferred her money. The evidence I'd like to see is where she says, I still owe you money. As I'm looking now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 text messages, and the text messages are more reliable than Cash Apps that do just what you said you did. They will show just what you both agreed to, that you sent her money. What it won't tell me is whether she paid you back. So that's what you have to prove. Once she shows me Cash Apps have been sent to you, you have to prove that you paid the money back. And you've already acknowledged that she sent it to you. So now your burden is to prove that you paid it back, however you can do that. Yes.
You're showing that I paid her.
You have to
It
prove
says
that
thank
you
you.
did. You have to prove that you did because she has proven that she sent you the money.
Okay, and I have proof that I sent her back.
There you go. Well, that's what I
Because it
need.
says it to her, and it says thank you for loan, thank you for loan, thank you
Right?
for loan.
What page of your evidence does it say that?
It says it on page, I'm gonna tell you right now.
See, and then it'll be as simple as that.
All right, give me 1 second, please. Okay, it says on page 2, it shows on December 20th, she gave me 1,000. On January 14th, I gave her 100. On January 29th, I gave her 100. And right there next to the cash app, it says for payment. For payment, thank you. And then she put a heart on one of them.
Plaintiff Donna Flores says after becoming friends with the defendant in prison, she gave her several loans, but Donna's suing because she has yet to be repaid.
The $1,000 is the biggie on December 20th.
That's correct. And I was paying her back.
Paying her back how she wanted you.
How she told me.
I'm just saying, ma'am, she shows evidence of $1,000
Hold on,
going
but
to
wait a
you.
minute. With the other payments that she gave to me, the other payments that she gave to me is when I went and I took for the woman, and she paid me for doing that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What we were talking about is that she sent you money. I said, show me evidence that you paid her back for the money she sent you. Now you're talking about something totally.
I submitted it. It says it right here, and the dates. It says on December 20th, she gave me 1,000. It says on January 14th, I gave her 100. On January 29th, I gave her 100. On February, and it shows it, and it says, thank you for the payment. Thank you for the payment. Then she gives me a thumbs up on the payment, and then she gives me a heart on the payment, and it says, for payment. That's how she asked for it, $100, $100. 50 she gave to me. Then 160 I gave to her. Then 40 she owed me for a phone bill. Then 50, it says loan, but that wasn't a loan. That was her writing, and that was the money that she gave me to cook for the woman that she was caring for.
Now, do you see what I was talking about when you kept yelling at me, telling me it's right there? I'm telling you it's right there. You skipped the subject to caring for the woman. You no longer were talking about repayment of the loan. That's why I told you I don't know what you're talking about, because you changed the subject. All right, good enough. I still don't know what you're talking about, so your evidence is not relevant.
Charles, right here.
Yeah, all you want to. Now you're getting contemptuous, and I'm about to order you to pay. Go ahead, ma'am. How much did you loan her and when? Give me the exact details of the loans. And when did she say she would repay you?
$1,600 total. She started paying on the Cash App. She's paid me over $500. So the remaining balance is $1,200, which I didn't even.
Why wouldn't it be $1,100? 1,600 minus 500 is 1,100.
Yes.
Yes, what?
That's what she owes me, Your Honor.
No, you said, why did you sue for? I'm going to go ahead and leave. You're talking over me. I'm going to dismiss your case and grant you yours. You keep
like you said, Donna, you win every case.
Have a good day. Never talk over a judge, particularly after he warns you. One warning is enough. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm happy you won, Donna.